discuss this after?
Yeah,
Really,
we
I'm
can.
right in the middle of my podcast.
Yeah, sorry.
Can you hear this?
Sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you after your technical issues?
Good, thank you. Sorry, I'm really distracted because where I sit in my, well, kind of like, it's like a bit of a junk room now. It's meant to be my office. It will be an office. I've just seen something really exciting happen on my drive. So the guys that have been making my table have just pulled up in their van. So my dining room table's being delivered today.
Wow. Because all your chairs are in the bar at the moment, aren't they? That's
yeah. And they have been for months. Yeah, so they've been ready for months, but obviously the table, it just took a bit longer because there was a bit of toing and froing with it. And anyway, so I've just seen their van pull up, so I'm really excited.
Oh, how exciting. Very exciting. I've got a bit of a new background going on.
I was going to say, it looks really nice. It looks better than mine. Wires hanging out the wall.
No, do you know what? Like, Paul just started sticking bits up the other day. I know that we haven't fully decorated the house yet, and our office, well, I'm in the dining room at the moment. This will probably be the last room that gets decorated. And we've got just piles of pictures and boxes and things like wrapped. And I just think, let's just get some bits up, like get it a bit more homely. So although it's a bit random, but I just thought, it's the kids. It looks lovely for us, yeah.
Yeah, it looks really nice, actually. It looks nice to have some colour in the background.
So I just saw film crew peep in and out. So you're back in the full swing of filming again?
Yes, we are indeed. We've
How's
been
it going?
fine. I mean, do you know what? We're so lucky because we do have a really lovely crew, and they're so understanding, and like I like they know with me. So like the other day, I was getting a bit stressed out with a couple of things, like not with like filming, just and they kind of just like. No, like, okay, I think she's had enough filming now. I think at the minute as well, because lack of sleep and, obviously I spoke about my baby brain still. It's hard to concentrate, isn't it?
Can you imagine them like wanting a really serious scene, like chatting about your sleep deprivation or, Margot's milestones. And I bet you're just literally like your brain is just pondering off onto other things.
It's like,
I know the feeling. It's so true.
And I'm really not a rude person at all, and sometimes they're like chatting to me and talking about saying, can I'm like floating off, and then I'm thinking about like what I've got to do next or something, or like a minute ago. So just before we got on this pod, right? Greg was like, where can I put Margot? Where can I put Margot? And I was thinking like, where do I know? Like, where we put her? She goes on Margot's cushion. Like Margot's cushion is like a cushion on the sofa. We've got like a little, we've got a little pram in the house. We've got a swiggy chair, or we've got like this little baby, like a thick.
Yeah, like the contraptions are endless.
Like,
There's so many places.
Exactly, so many places, and I'm like trying to quickly like rush to get on here. And where should I put? I'm really hungry. I need to make eggs on toast, and I was like. Really? I was like,
have a bowl of cereal. I'll be 1 hour.
No, but also it's like Margot was like getting a little bit grizzly, and I went, she's really tired. You just need to like give her a couple of minutes and like get her to sleep, and then put her down, and then she'll be fine. Anyway, so I've come in here faffing around trying to get on the podcast. Walk back in the kitchen. Greg's eating his eggs on toast. Margot's sound asleep like that with like her arms up on the baby changing mat on the side.
Oh,
he's put her down, and then she's just nodded off.
Well, we had similar kind of situation. Paul's done the school run this morning, and obviously in that period of time, usually Edward goes back for a little nap in the morning, but he didn't want a nap this morning, which is fine. So I was just trying to sort of get ready and get some bits together, and then we've got someone in doing some decorating, and then also the guy that owns decorating company was also coming to look at one of our other rooms. Anyway, so it was all kind of going off, and I was like, I actually need to go and set up the podcast. And then Paul's like holding the baby, trying to talk to the decorators, and you're just like, and he's sort of looking at me, and I'm just like, well, anyway, but I know they've gone upstairs now because he's gone to sleep, so I was thinking, peace. But it is like the pacing and the kind of, they know exactly what to do, but I just think that but 1 hour, it's like we just need to complete this podcast, and we'll be back to take the babies.
I know.
Don't you think when you finish, it's literally like Dump like that, baby comes straight back to you as soon as you're finished.
God, yeah, there's no like breathing space.
It's not even a second. No, there's not.
It's funny because, you know, I posted on my Instagram the other day, I've been wearing this, it's a baby, it's called a sling, isn't it? You know, like the wrap. So I've been wearing one of those.
I say baboose, but I don't know if it's even called that.
Baboose?
I don't know where. Is it a baboose? What is that? Have I made that
I think
up?
that's the one maybe with the straps, you know, like with all the clips and stuff.
And are you wearing like the sling, which is like a stretchy material?
Yes. And it's so comfortable.
Yeah.
And the other day I had Margot in it, and honestly, there could have been a fly on the wall, right? So I really needed to go to the toilet, but she was sound asleep in the sling, like on me, you know, like just all lovely. And I was just pottering around, just doing little bits and bobs. Anyway, I walked into the toilet and I sort of done like I thought, shall I, shan't I, shall I? Can I go to the toilet with her in the sling on me?
Of course you can.
You know, you're like really... Well, no. So I sort of like was shuffling like back and forth, and I was like, I didn't... And then she was all like, yeah, because I was like squatting down a little bit. Then she was like a bit squashed up. And then I thought, oh, no. I need to take her out the sling, lay her back down to go to the toilet. But I was laughing to myself. I was thinking, what are you doing? Like, if anyone could see you right now.
But you should have definitely just had a wee.
I know, I should have really.
Yeah, no, so what I have to do, when downstairs, if I need to go to the wee quickly, I have to because I cannot leave Edward for 2 seconds. And I need to get onto the playpen in a minute because that's not happening.
Oh.
Right,
Oh,
so if it's just, I'll get onto that in a sec. So when I need to go to the wee downstairs, I have to put him in the walker, pull him into the toilet with me in the walker whilst I have a quick wee, and then, you know, get him straight back out again. So the playpen, Mum obviously spent actually she put that up quite quickly. All set up, great idea. You know, I thought that I would at least get 5 minutes. It is the complete opposite. He doesn't want to be in it. He will sit directly outside of the playpen with the toy, but won't sit in it. And even if you get in there with him, even when you get in there with him, he wants to be out of it. So it's a complete waste of money, no go. And I'm going to donate it. So if anyone wants it, it's up for the taking. Actually, do you know what I could do? I can run a competition.
You haven't made it very appealing.
It's brand new. And if you feel like your child would sit in the playpen and play with it, what can we do? All you need to do is follow the Sam and Billie show on Instagram. Comment on the picture we post and subscribe to our channel. There we go. It's up for the taking. No, I'm being serious. He doesn't like it.
But you know what it is? It's because he knows that you've bought that for him to go in so that he can't escape. So he's aware that it's something like, it's like a deterrent, you know, like to stop him from like wandering around.
But you're a baby. You should just do what Mummy says.
I know.
You're 8.5
Nelly
months
had a
old.
playpen.
But Nelly if I remember rightly, Nelly used to play in the playpen.
She did used to play in the playpen, but it was, I mean, I have you got loads of toys in it?
Yes.
Loads. Okay.
Loads. And then I thought maybe there's not enough. Maybe it's too much and too overwhelming. So I took some out in the basket and put a few things to play with. And I bought a nice bean bag that matches my sofa, that it goes in there as well. I've made it really cozy. He's got these things that he can pull up on. But the only person that's getting use out of it is Rosie. And I knew she would do this. She's been getting the blankets, clipping them on all around the edges.
And making a den.
A den, yeah.
Oh, bless her, yeah. Well, I suppose it's coming to good use for someone.
Mm-hmm. And it's taken up quite a lot of room, so I do think I'm actually going to give it away.
Oh.
What a shame.
So long. What a
so
shame.
long, playpen. So come on, what have you been up to? It is Tuesday. Tell me about your weekend. Let's do your weekend first, then we'll do mine.
Last week on Friday, when I was pregnant, I started designing a baby wear collection for my collection with George at Asda.
Saw the picture of Margot. Oh, so cute.
And the little loungewear, honestly.
So
it is
lovely.
And it's really lovely. Like, I really hope everyone really likes it. It's gone into, I think, like 200 stores, and it's online, but it's so
amazing.
Cute. Everything's really soft. And I've done as well, because Samantha, you all know this, and like, 'cause I remember when you was pregnant with Edward, it's really hard to find toweling baby grows, isn't it? Like the terry toweling.
Very hard. Very
so
hard.
we've done a really lovely selection of them in like packs of 2, like in pink and also cream, white, and they're zip up as well.
Oh, so nice. Guys, get on to
Yeah.
Asda. Actually, can I get a bit of gifting as your sister? I'd love to have some bits, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Actually, what age shall I get them to send you?
Get me 12 months, please.
12
If
months,
that's okay.
For Edward,
He's a big
my
big
God, yeah,
chunk.
absolute. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to put it on my notes. Right, sorry. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank
Right.
you.
Oh, Friday, Nelly had a little sleepover, one of her friends over from the stables. So Greg took Arthur out to the cinema because we was like, just like get him out of the house for a few hours. So Greg took Arthur to the cinema. So it was just me and the girls, basically, me, Margot, Nelly and her little friend. They come in, so good. Like I bought them little matching pajamas. They was colouring in. Then they watched the movie. We got movie snacks. And they had they wanted to do face masks. So we done all of that. Oh. Really cute. Arthur walks in the door, literally like a tornado. Like, honestly, he was like, the whole vibe changed within minutes. He was running around, screaming, chasing them.
Oh, really? Do you think
Do you
think they enjoyed it, or was they enjoying that? Because
first of all, they was, and then I could see that they was getting irritated with him. And I said to Greg, I was like, the difference, isn't it? Not always, because I know little Paul's not really. Like, little Paul's very chilled. But Arthur is a crazy kid. But he come in, and I went to Greg. I was like, it's like a tornado. Like, honestly, the girls were so chilled out, and so that was a little bit hectic. And then Saturday, I was just like doing lots, like just jobs, pottering around indoors. Yes. And then Saturday night, Greg and I actually went for dinner for a friend's birthday.
Oh, yeah, how did it go?
So it was like my first. It was really good. Literally, it was just round the corner. Like, we just went for dinner and a couple of drinks. So it was my first time leaving Margot, like with Mum had all 3 of them, obviously.
Yeah. So how did you find it?
Yeah, it was fine. Like, I got to the restaurant, text Mum.
Was you checking in?
I was checking in. I was checking in. I was checking in, and Mum was sending me loads of little photo updates and. Like, we was only, we was gone for a few hours, but it was, do you know what? It was really lovely and we had fun and it was nice to sort of just be out and be with friends and.
You just need it sometimes. And also with Margot, Mum probably sees her nearly every other day. So she definitely knows who Mum is. And she's not breastfed, so it's not like she's going to scream for booby. As long as she's got her milk and a cuddle and she's at home, it's fine. And you need it. As a mum, you need it.
Yeah, it was really nice actually. It was really nice just to sort of like get out but it was a bit weird. I was like, oh my God, like, like because she's been everywhere with me.
Yeah.
And but it was we had a nice evening and it was funny though because when like Mum went to me, I don't think she missed you. I was really laughing. I was like, she was like, all I've done is cuddle her like all the whole time. I was like, that's all babies want though, don't they? To be cuddled and kissed and fed and changed. So that was really nice. Then Sunday we just had a chilled day indoors. What about your weekend?
Nice. So Friday I went out, didn't I? Mum had the kids for us. So we went to that Berry Brothers wine tasting / then you have like a 3-course meal and they pair the wine for you with the meal. And it was like all couples.
Oh, how lovely.
That was really fun. But the thing is, it starts at 12. So like after your first couple of glasses, you actually feel tipsy because when you drink that early. Yeah, and I didn't have breakfast. Literally, I had a cup of tea and biscuit. And then I think I had a second tea before we left. And then as I ran out the door, I had a packet of hula hoops. Mum was like, oh, a packet of hula hoops for your day out. I was like, yeah, but I just needed to grab something for the car.
Something,
yeah. And it was a really fun day. All us girls were like completely tipsy / boozy after lunch. And it was funny because we was all trying to get some pictures of like, just trying to get a few pictures of us girls. All the boys were in like the lunchroom and all us girls were in like this other room in like part of the building. And we was trying to get a picture. So I like set my phone up and then one of our friends, Mel, she was doing the splits. We was all trying to get this picture. It was so funny. And like the
was you like mums on the loose?
Yes, we was. And the buildings listed like the glass, the doorways, the frame was like a really crooked. It must be hundreds and hundreds of years old.
Where is that, by the way?
It's like in Mayfair on Pall Mall, and it's And then it's got like, they've got like acres of, I don't know if I'm getting this right, but they've got acres of like underneath the ground, like wine cellars, you know, and they've got bottles of wine in there that have been sitting there for like hundreds of years with the original labels and just covered in dust. It's quite interesting.
Yeah. Would you recommend it to go?
Yeah, definitely. And
I'd love to
so
go.
You do it all
Can we go?
You do private, definitely. You do like private dining. Then we had this, I don't know what its job description would be. Sommelier, no, maybe not, a bit more than that. And his name was Fergus, and he sits with you, and he's just like a man full of knowledge, and it's just really interesting, you know, like talk about wine, gin, but he also talks about stuff. Like he just is one of those people that knows everything.
Yeah, full of knowledge. Yeah, interesting
full of knowledge.
Chat.
That's it. So anyway, we left the guys that we went in and got a picture, and we was all standing together to get a picture, and one of the girls lost her balance. So you could imagine we've all like, basically all of us nearly fell over and fallen into these like original doors. Thank God there was no damage, but it was just like, we were just laughing so much. We was thinking, could you imagine if one of us had damaged one of these like historic doors or broke the glass that's been there for hundreds of years? But yeah, so we were to have some water and calm down a bit, but it was fun. It was fun. Mum's on the loose. I think I was home by 10 o'clock. I think I was home.
Did you go out after, or did you just stay there?
Yeah, we did go out after for a few drinks somewhere, and then Paul and I left, and we left about 9, I think it was, home for 10. But some of the others stayed out and went out till like 2, 3 in the morning. So that was hardcore. I definitely wouldn't have lasted. Definitely not. But it was quite good because by the time I got home and got into bed, I actually woke up. I didn't have a hangover because I technically had quite a good cycle of sleep.
Yeah, of course. That's the thing, isn't it?
Waking up early.
That's what I said to Greg on Saturday. I was like, Greg went, "Oh, you was a bit tipsy after," because I had a margarita, and then I was like, "Woohoo!" You know, like when you like got that hit. Yeah. I went, "You got to think, I'm out of practice. I've not had a drink for like God knows how long. Like sort of like getting back in." To the swing
that's
things,
it.
Isn't it?
Oh, that was another thing. I had to pump. So, like, at 4 occasions because it was quite a long day, 12 to when we left. 4 times I had to pump.
So I had to like go.
Yes, thank God I remembered my pump. And where Edward's eating loads now, my boobs don't really get massively full up because he has his little bits throughout the day, but obviously he's eating loads. So I didn't think that I would need to pump like I did, but clearly I do. There was at one point I had this, I wore this sort of like suit and then a white shirt underneath, and the button kept popping open because the boobs are getting bigger and bigger, and I was trying to like tame them in, but it was just impossible. So I had to pump off loads, which was a bit inconvenient, and it just always reminds me of your hen do when I was obviously still breastfeeding Rosie. How I done that, I don't know.
Oh my
3 nights of pumping and clubbing in Ibiza.
No, I would wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'd hear yeah. And I'd look at you, and you were sitting there like pumping off the milk,
hungover, like needing a Bloody Mary. But you know what's really funny? Well, actually, it's not funny for the time of your hen do. The pumps now are so discreet, you can't even hear them.
Yes.
You cannot hear a thing. That the technology has improved even since your hen. They were so loud back then.
It was literally like, I remember like always waking up and being like, keep the noise down.
Oh, that was tough. I'm actually helping. So, you know, Sharon, my friend, she's getting married this year. Her hen do is in June, and she's doing it in Ibiza.
Oh, amazing. Oh, my God.
So I'm like a lady full of knowledge. I'm like, you know, we could do this. Obviously, like, it's, you know, it's down to her and all of us to get involved with planning. But I said to her, like, where I helped organise my sisters, I can, you know, I'm your lady if you need me.
But is she going to get on the unicorn?
I don't think we're actually doing. No, I know she probably would. To be fair, do you know they would never do that again? That was a one-off, by the way. That would never happen. They had thousands and thousands of requests to do it.
And actually,
it was a one-off.
I see on a couple of people's Instagrams in the public eye after my hen do, like they sort of like tried to do something similar, but not actually. Like it didn't go up, and I was thinking, no. No. That was actually, but that moment, I can't even tell you, that was the most embarrassing moment of my whole entire life, right?
I
don't
just still can't believe you've done
understand.
it. I
I can't believe
I'd
I'd done it. Well, I got forced to do it. I don't think I had any choice. Do you know what the
didn't.
worst bit was? Sorry.
What?
No. The worst it was, as it come over the pool in Ocean Beach, it started going like it was like coming down in the middle of the pool, and I felt like everyone's eyes in that whole like thousands of people
They were.
was on me. It was the most embarrassing thing, right? And then they started shooting up them confetti
Yes.
things, right?
We had
And
them.
one
We
of
all had them
hit
as well.
me, and one of them hit me, and I thought, oh my God, wait, I thought he was going to knock me off. Could you imagine?
They gave us them as well. It's probably us aiming them at you.
It's probably one of you lot. Yeah, aiming him at me.
But no,
Good times. I
You
love
was
a hen
actually
do.
so low. You was literally, your toes were nearly dipping in the pool, and it was the funniest
Yeah,
thing.
and then it
because-
went back. I know it was horrendous. It was so embarrassing because I didn't know what to do. Right, I didn't know what to do with my arms. I didn't know what to do. It was just like
you were sort of holding on to.
oh my goodness, no, it
times.
was good times, very good times.
But yeah, no. So well, hopefully. Sorry, the reason why I got onto that was because of your hen do breastfeeding, pumping. That's in June, so that's a month after Edward turns 1. So depending on how it goes, I probably would have. I'm hoping to do a solid year breastfeeding.
Yeah.
So it might be that I'm not even breastfeeding by then, but let's see. But
That might be like your first time away, like
yes,
and not have to worry and not have to pump.
Exactly, and yeah, it's just a couple of nights, but I'm really excited, and
Actually, that might really help you to wean him off the breast.
well, yeah, and also he's actually been quite good. Like I remember with little Paul, it sort of happened naturally. It was almost like I didn't try, and then the milk just got less and less and less, and then one day, one day he just sort of didn't even really come to my boob because I think he thought there's nothing in there anyway. Like he sort of started
it was probably
realising.
more of like a comfort, isn't it? In the end,
Absolutely. But with Rosie, I remember it went on for longer, and it felt like it was going on for a while. And then when I did stop feeding Rosie, which was a bit of a process. Do you remember Rosie always used to have her hand in my bra? So that went on for about a whole year. So every time, instead of having the boob, she had to hold the boob. Do you remember? That went on for so long.
Yeah.
But she had to, it was the funniest thing, like it's just kids in their little things, their weird little things. She had to have my nipple like in the palm centre of her hand. It was like this kind of like weird little, and it was like if my nipple wasn't in the centre of her hand, she wasn't happy, she used to cry. Oh,
no,
so I don't know what's going to happen with Edward.
Bad.
I know, they're little things that they do. Anyway, so yeah, my weekend, back to that. So Saturday, done absolutely nothing, which was nice. Just, you get on with bits indoors, you sort of do bits of the kids, colouring in, whatever. Sunday, I thought, right, let's get out of a bit of fresh air. So me on my own, actually I spoke to you on the phone when I was in the car, didn't I? So I took all 3 to the park, and it was a bit of a disaster really, because we got there and all of a sudden, so the kids were having fun, they were playing, Edward fell asleep in the pram, which was nice, got him all cosy, and then it started pouring with rain. Do you know, and you're like, and it's so muddy, and I didn't probably have them in the right shoes. So that was a bit of a disaster. And then we just went to like a farm shop near me called Garson's, and I said, right, let's go and get a nice hot chocolate. So we walked in there to get them hot chocolate, and they've got all these lovely cakes and things. They had these donuts, they were Nutella donuts, right? You should have seen the size of them, but they did look pretty delicious. So you can imagine, can't you? They both wanted Nutella donut. And I was just like, oh no. Do you ever get that like proper guilt when you know that they shouldn't have it? But then you also think, oh, it's the weekend. I went, right, okay, you can share one. And obviously that didn't go down well. So I ended up buying...
'cause it's like but they probably wouldn't... I bet they didn't eat them all anyway, did they?
They did.
Oh.
I was absolutely shocked. I could not believe it.
No, because they probably thought, we don't usually get treats like this, like as big as this, to ourselves. We're going in, we're eating it all.
That's it. It was next level. You should have seen Edward, right? At one point, Edward was just sitting there looking at them both, and he had like dribble coming down his mouth. But he must have been thinking, like, what is this? What
Has
are
he
they?
tried
They
a
look
little bit of
delicious.
chocolate yet?
Not chocolate. He's had... When do you? He's had like a little Bruss biscuit. He's had sorbet, coconut sorbet.
Oh,
The silence.
woohoo! Coconut sorbet. Not quite the same as a chocolate button.
Not quite the same. But his weaning's actually going
wait,
well.
Did he have the coconut sorbet when we was at the Fairmont, the spa?
Yes, and he loved it, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, that's it. No, we all thought he went a little bit crazy after, didn't we?
Yes. Do you remember? And I said there must be like sugar, like, because I was thinking it was going to be super healthy.
Sugar rush.
But there must have been some sort of sugar in it because do you remember? All of a sudden he didn't want to go to sleep and he was just like crawling around the room and going.
Yeah, and he was like really crazy and like laughing.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I can't remember with Nilly and Arthur when I gave them their first bit of chocolate.
Nor can I.
I remember like giving them like a bit of ice cream and stuff like to try.
Yeah.
Like
I think a bit of ice cream maybe the next.
But the thing
on
is,
the next holiday,
this is it, right? Once you start it, that's it. That is the thing because they don't forget, so they would know every time that you had an ice cream or a bit of chocolate, they'll be going mad for it because they don't forget, do they?
And it's almost like the yogurt. I get Edward a kefir. Kefir. I never know how to pronounce it. Kefir. Yeah. So when I give him yogurt, I give him those ones because it's got, it's better for the gut and stuff. I get a strawberry one, so it's definitely got some sort of sugar in it, and it tastes good. And he knows it. So like he literally, as soon as that yogurt is around or he sees it, it's like he could eat the whole thing. And then the other day he probably had far too much and he sicked it all up after. But they know the difference between like the dinner and the dessert. Do you know what I mean? Or like the cheeky bits, even at his age.
Yeah.
So I was actually going to get onto that because his weaning's going well. And do you know what Edward really likes? I make a little bit of stock gravy with like, carrot, broccoli, potato, and then butter and blend it all up. It's actually really nice. It's like a little mini roast, almost. Really, really enjoys that. I've completely forgot what I was telling you.
Don't ask me. I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning.
Was it? Ice cream. I was about to tell you something.
You start. No, sorry. I don't mean I was zoning out, but you started to turn into Nanny Liz a little bit there.
Yeah, with the ingredients.
A lot about food. I made a little stock, carrots, parsnips, broccoli.
Bit of butter, blend it up.
Okay, Delia. Do you know what, though? You forget, don't you? Like, I was thinking the other day, like, Margot's 8 weeks now. And I was thinking, oh, my goodness, like, in a few months' time, I'm going to be giving her bits of food. Like, it's just, time flies. And also, this is what I was thinking about, actually. So...
Go for it.
I've been trying to get not get her into a routine. I don't mean like that, obviously, like because she's only 8 weeks. But I've been trying to do like a little bedtime routine with her now because I'm trying to I don't know. I just feel like establish day and night, And so I've been doing like the bath at the same time. Then the bottles, the milk is quite hard at the minute because she's going through a little phase of not finishing a bottle, and then it's sort of, I feel like some days I'm feeding her like on and off all day, whereas usually like with bottle fed babies you can kind of like if they finish their bottle they don't really need another bottle for maybe 3 hours. But I've started thinking about trying to get her into a little routine, but what I'm struggling with,
sorry, just quick, where is she? Is she used to still in the spare room? Is she in the crib?
Right, so I've transferred her into the crib now, the next to me cot. So me and Margot was in the spare room, co-sleeping, but now I had a few little funny nights with her. She didn't seem comfortable, so I got a new cot, like a next to me cot.
Yeah.
The snooze, is it Snooze Pod?
Yeah, Snooze Pod, yeah.
Set that up, put that in my room. Well, she loves it. So, no, sorry. The first couple of nights I stayed in the spare room with her. And she slept so much better. I feel like where I was in the bed with her, she's probably feeling me move around a lot. I don't know. She just wasn't settling as well. And then, so now I've actually gone back into my bedroom.
Oh, hello.
Just to let you know, the table is going in. Okay. The chair, it will be done in the next sort of
Oh, thank you. What's the matter with Margot?
No, do you think she's hungry?
Yes.
You want bop?
Oh,
What do I do with that table and chairs, the other one?
All right, can we discuss this after?
Yeah,
really,
we
I'm
can.
right in the middle of my podcast.
Yeah, sorry.
Can you hear this?
Sorry.
Yes,
We've got a
fine.
crying, hungry baby, and he's worried about where the old chairs and tables going to go. Anyway, back to Margot. So me and Margot have gone back into my bedroom now.
Nice. So
she's
you're
in
back
the
in
next
bed
to
with
me
hubby.
Yeah, but I'm slightly, I don't know.
You're back in
Just
cuddling up to Greg every night,
isn't it? No, but we don't because he doesn't come up till late. So
Yeah,
I go to bed
exactly.
early with Margot, and then he'll be like downstairs fluffing around, watching TV on his phone.
Yeah.
And then he comes up to bed. By that, well, I say I'm asleep. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're like
drifting in and out of
dozing.
sleep.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and he also is really into Love Island, but I'm a bit like I don't.
Oh,
think
I'm
that we
watching
should have
it.
the TV on in the room now because the baby. But
Yeah, no.
you're into it, aren't you?
I wouldn't watch it.
What's
it.
the
like,
verdict?
It's getting better. I always do think the first sort of week/2 weeks, it's like warming up, and I think even like the Islanders, like I find it must be really daunting and quite weird. Like they know they're being thrown into massive like fame and stardom, but they're in this kind of situation, I guess, where it's just them and obviously producers. And I reckon it takes a little while for them to settle in and be themselves, like because you would feel like really.
Well, the thing is, they're all so aware of the success that you can
That's
get
it.
off of being on Love Island. So
Yeah.
I suppose some people might just go on there and be completely themselves, which is obviously what that's how you've got to be, haven't you? Because you can't like fake a persona forever when you're in the public eye, especially
Not
on
for the whole
reality.
time. That's it. They're going to catch you off guard at some point.
But then I suppose it's the pressure maybe for some of them in their heads thinking like, oh, don't want to say this, don't want to come across like that, because they know the success they can get off the back of being on Love Island. So
That's it.
It's
And
kind of
there's-
like
there's
this
one-
balance, isn't it?
That's it. And there's a guy in there called Will, and he's a farmer, and he's just so natural, and he's genuinely in himself. And in the first week, no one was
Yeah.
picking him because out of all the guys, I guess like some of them. Do you know what it is though? Like I just with the casting, they do need to put just a geezer in there. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but like, do you know, like just a geezer, like a bit of a belly.
Usually they have like an Essexy. Have they got like an Essex like
Yes,
lad?
they have. They've got a guy
Oh.
called Ron in there that's Essex, but again, all the girls fancy him. He's kind of like he's framed up and stuff. But I feel like they just need someone in there. I'm not saying like, I just think like,
Like a bit of a
hasn't got
pub
a s-
man.
yeah, and still young, because I know that it's like a young demographic, but like someone that's probably not got an 8-pack and their eyebrows threaded. Do you know what I mean? Because I just don't find
Yeah.
that attractive.
But I think, but I also think like the same with the girls. Like the girls are all
Yes.
perfectly groomed and like, I was looking up, like Greg had it on last night when he come to bed. He put it on. I was like, can we turn it off? He was like, there's only 5 minutes left. So I was watching it and I was thinking like, it is that thing, isn't it, where everyone sort of is the same like vibe. Like I don't
Yes.
understand how like there's not like a different, like
Yeah, everyone is
if
the
we was all the same, the world
Yeah.
wouldn't go round. But it's like the category of like people they've got in there, they're all very similar.
Yeah. Beautiful
to each
people,
other.
slim 6-packs, all got nice bums. They're all
Yeah.
wearing thongs.
They should change it up a little bit. Oh my god, yeah. What is the thing with Love Island and wearing thongs? Why do they always wear them things up there? Listen,
It's
I'm not
off-
saying like it's great, they've all got the figures to wear them, but that is a thing, isn't it, on Love Island? They all wear them in-betweeners or like the thong bikinis.
Every single girl wears a thong, and they have done for the last few years.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know. I could not wear a thong, even on
Thong,
the
thong,
beach,
thong,
in
thong.
my own family, let alone on Love Island. We've got a quiz today. Our lovely producer Christina thought she would spice it up a bit and send us a quiz. So, who's most likely to? It's called. First one.
Who's most likely to cancel plans at the last minute? Samantha.
Samantha. Okay, that one right. Okay. Who hosts the best party? Billie. Okay, you're a bit slow.
I do say so myself.
Well, Billie's probably the only one that hosts parties. That's why. No, they are really good.
Who's most likely to have a meltdown over not finding the right outfit? Billie.
We're good at this. Who's most likely to move to another country?
Samantha.
Samantha, Mam. Forgot so many names. Samantha.
Who's most likely to run a marathon? Samantha.
That is something that is still on my list, guys. Not yet, though, because I will not have the time to do the running in the practice.
Do you know what? I think I'd be really bad at a marathon, but I think I am doing Tough Mudder this year for charity, so
well
it's a
done.
bit more interesting for me. Right, okay, next one.
Who is most likely to cry at a sad film? Both of us.
Both.
Yeah, we're both quite emotionally in tuned with the things, aren't we?
Who's most likely to make new friends on a night out? Billie.
Yeah, it is actually you, isn't it? Okay. Who's most likely to cook the best roast dinner? Ooh, that's a tough one. Both. We both actually make a very nice roast dinner, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
We do. We'd have to get someone else to judge that one for us, because I do think both our roasts are nice.
Yeah.
Next one.
Who's most likely to start an argument with a stranger?
Billie.
Although I actually think in your older age, I feel like you're definitely like quite
because you know what it is now.
People.
Yeah, I just can't bother to take any shit anymore as I've got older. That is something that I definitely. When you're younger, you sort of like just don't know. You just. I guess that comes with age, doesn't it? And then you become more. What's the right word?
Less tolerant.
Yeah.
You become less tolerant.
Exactly that. So the last one. Who's most likely to buy the best birthday present? Both. I think the best birthday present ever was me. And I think it was the trip to New York 2 days after I presented you the present. Because that was that was a great one, because
that was amazing.
There was lots of different parts to it, but when Billie opened that present, I'd got her this I know it's a little bit OTT, but this Louis Vuitton box thing, and in the box was like all these things about New York, and Mum dressed up as the Statue of Liberty, didn't she, as well? But also when you was reading the tickets, it was like the Wednesday, it was Billie's birthday, and I was like, we're going on Friday. So it was like, because it was instant, you know, like you got 1 day in between, and then it's like we're flying Friday. So that was like,
that was amazing. That was that was a trip of a lifetime. The whole surprise, what we did. I mean, we filmed it as well, didn't we, for the show?
We did film it,
but it was just the best, wasn't it? The journey there was fun. Like it was just.
But actually,
my
for
God,
my
amazing.
30th, you and Mum surprised me and dressed up as camels. Do you remember? We was in the hotel, and that actually was an amazing birthday surprise and present. So we're still basically they've got me a trip to Dubai, and then it was lockdown, wasn't it? So we never actually done it.
Yeah, we are going to do it, and then we both had babies, so
exactly.
It's like,
so
we
it's
do.
3 years.
I feel like we could either plan to do it later this year or next year, early next year.
100%. Let's do it next year. Let's do it like Feb next year or something. Right, okay, we've got time for one dilemma, and then maybe one Ask Us Anything. Right, okay, so me and my boyfriend are planning to move in together in a few months, and I can't wait. The issue, he has so many awful things in his current flat that he wants to take with him: football memorabilia on his walls, Pokemon artwork, and just bits and bobs that I don't think is my style. I told him I don't want it in the new place, and he was really offended. Am I being unfair? And how do we compromise without the new flat looking like a teenager's bedroom? That's hilarious. But do you know what? Paul's got football memorabilia and stuff. We've got like these wrestlers and things. But I guess is there a place in your flat where he can have a bit of a
the loft.
man cave? Yeah. Get the loft done and put it all up there. Yeah, I get it, because you just want things to look like nice and aesthetically pleasing, and I do get it, because it's like your house now, it's all done right and it looks beautiful. You wouldn't want probably like, I don't know, mind you probably would Greg probably would like a signed Chelsea shirt in the pool room up on the wall.
No, so, well, I was going to say, when Greg and I were first together, he had this most awful brown sofa. I absolutely hated it. And then when we moved in together, he wanted to keep the brown sofa, and I had to put my foot down. I was like, it's absolutely got to go.
Yeah,
it was like this big brown corner leathery stinky sofa. I was like, it's absolutely
hilarious.
I really don't
it.
think that's unreasonable to say, look, you can keep the memorabilia, there's a nice space for it, like in a cupboard or the loft, but I would not want that up in my house. So when we've moved in this house, Greg was talking about all these like random things, like he wanted to get like a dartboard in the bar, he wants to get like this little golf thing in the garden, and I had to be like no, like I don't want a dartboard in the bar. Like it's not a pub. It's like
That's
a nice.
Hilarious. But also, could you imagine when everyone's had a few drinks trying to play darts, and they'll just be like throwing the darts all over your lovely walls? It's not happening.
No, thank
so
you.
just quick. But also, you know what's really funny? The Pokemon artwork. No, you know, it's little Paul is 6, and he's got this artwork which is Sonic, but he's 7 now. He's 7, so I feel like keep it, pop it in the loft, pop it in a box. When you have kids, get it back out, and then just kind of like maybe go around it about that way. More like, we don't really need Pokemon artwork up, so why don't we keep it safe, and then, you know, eventually if we have children, it can then be theirs when they're into Pokemon. I don't know, whatever you want to say, really, but I do get it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Right, okay, so ask us anything. Go for it. You read them out.
Do you ever read your DMs? Would you read out loud your latest one? I am terrible.
I read
I'm
mine
not going to lie.
all the time. Let's have a look.
I don't have the chance to, and I don't really get round to it, if I'm really honest.
So,
and it's not because I'm being rude. It's not because I'm being rude. It's because I physically don't find the time to look through my DMs. I really don't.
Sorry, I was trying to find a good one, because there's a lot of like reposts and mentions and more mentions and shared reel, and like there's so much on here which is just like,
I'm trying to see if there's any funny ones.
Like, love your content, it makes me smile, that's nice, but I'm just trying to see if there's a funny one, because I do get some weird ones sometimes. I get quite a lot of like people asking for money. Do you ever get that?
Yeah.
I get it quite a lot, and I think it's because I do quite a lot of charitable stuff and I do work, and I don't know, I think maybe, yeah, everyone might get it, but sometimes I just find it so bizarre. They're like, please can you send me £50, and then put their bank details. What?
The cheek.
No, do you know, I get so many DMs about the Aussie girl from Love Island. Literally, as I'm going through now, so many.
See, I'm just having a little browse now, and actually I do get loads of nice, like, people writing nice things to me, and
yeah,
I'm really sorry, and I really hope that anybody, it's not anything personal, I just do not have the time to sometimes look through my DMs, and I'm probably missing loads of, like, you know, good messages. I just
hope you're watching Love Island. Jessie from Australia looks like absolute image of you. Literally, that is my DMs are blown up at the minute with Jessie from Love Island. Okay, next one. Right, let's move on. Okay, so what are the beauty products you can't live without?
I absolutely love, and have loved it for many years. It's Origins, and it's their Gin Zing eye brightener, and it's in like a little orange pot, and I use it under my eyes. It's almost got like a little bit of illuminator, and I think they do different shades now. They used to just do one shade, and I love that. I use it every morning. I also love, Samantha, you introduced me to this, the Bobbi Brown cream blusher.
Yes. Oh, have you tried the rosy one I got you for your birthday?
Yes, it's lovely. Really,
Rosy
really
cream
lovely.
blush. It's nice, isn't it? Oh, that cat. Oh, my neighbour's got a cat and it's like grey fluff ball. Like, I think they're like those rare, and its eyes are orange.
Oh my goodness. Spooky.
Have you seen them? And he just
No.
comes straight up to the window and like stares into your soul.
Bit extra.
No, he does. He like literally like, right, okay, sorry. I'm not just saying this, and I promise you I'm not just saying it, but I couldn't live without my Revive Collagen, and I know that it's my brand, and I'm plug, but I have, even if I've not had it for a week, and that's just because of me being, forgetting, which is ridiculous. 'Cause
I
shouldn't
need to
forget.
start getting back onto that actually as well now.
Where the heating's on and it's freezing out, your skin can be so dry. And I thought,
Yes.
I've done like a week without taking it. Or when I was at the hotel, do you know when you're busy or whatever you're doing?
Cool,
Sometimes
you
you
just
forget to
forget
take
it
supplements, don't you? And after a few days, I was like, that's better. Like, I'm not just saying it. I feel it really does make a difference to my skin when I'm.
Well, you've
on
encouraged
it,
me
not on
because
it.
I've obviously
need a
got a
top
few
up?
boxes. No, I've got
good.
a couple of boxes but like when I was pregnant, I just forgot to take it. And now actually I'm going to start taking it again now. You've encouraged me to do that.
Just to explain.
Especially this time of year.
Exactly. And obviously just to explain why it does work so quickly like that, because our absorption rate is like 80 to 90%, and because it's hydrolyzed, so we drink it and it goes straight into the gut and it's broken down. If you take a tablet, it's like the absorption rate is like 30%. So you could take 10 vitamins out of your vitamin box every day, but actually only 30% of them vitamins are working. So that's why hydrolyzed collagen, and we've obviously got vitamins D, A, B, all the vitamins in it, it gets broken down straight away and absorbs up to 90%. That's why it works straight away. So a bit of a science lesson right there. But that's why it's so much more impactful than taking 5, 6, 7 tablets or powders a day, which actually you're only getting 30% absorption rate. Well, what a lovely catch up.
Yes, that was lovely.
Send me a
Nice
picture of your
break.
table. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I will do. I'm going to send you a picture.
And
I'm
also,
excited.
guys, before we go, I can't wait to see it. Before we go, don't forget you can listen to our podcast ad-free on Amazon. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and watch us on YouTube. And we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.